Welcome back to another exciting episode of Black and White. Black and White is a platform where we grow through truths that shapes our mind. Today, we'll be speaking about attitude. Not talent, not background, not luck, attitude. Because two people can face the same situations, have the same resources, experience the same pressure, and end up in completely different places. The difference is really intelligence, even though knowledge is important, but the difference is mostly always about attitude. Our attitude is our response to life. How do we respond? You know, there's this book I recommend for this topic that helps give so much guide. Attitude is everything. Attitude is everything. Attitude is not what happens to you. It is how you respond to what happens to you. Attitude, for example, there's this saying that attitude is 100%, means A is 1, T is 20, I think. If you had it, attitude is everything. Attitude to work, attitude to life, attitude to your self, attitude to everything. You know, how we respond, our attitude, our behavior, our self-image. I've had some people tell me that life is not black and white like I claim it is. That is very true, right? But the black and white part is understanding what part you can control and what part you can't. Yes, life can be mysterious. Life can deal some bad coins to us, can have some bad hands. Yes, but we don't control the circumstances. We don't control timing. We don't control people, but you can always control your response. You can always control your mindset. You can always control your behavior. Remember these three things and forever change your life. You can always control your response. You can always control your mindset. You can always control your behavior. And your response determines your direction, because life doesn't reward feelings. Life responds to attitude. Talent can open doors, but attitude keeps them open. Through honor. Skills can get attention, but attitude earn trust through discipline and excellence. Many people fail not because they are incapable, but because they have poor attitude, and their attitude sabotages their ability. You know, there's this statement that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And the only way to show how much you care is your attitude towards them. How do you react to people? How do you react to yourself? How do you react to your co-workers? How do you react to people you lead? Bad attitude shows up as entitlement, as laziness, as being defensive, refusal to learn, being someone that complains too much or complains a lot. And over time, bad attitude blocks growth. Your attitude is very important to every aspect of your life, like the 6 areas we have mentioned. Your attitude towards growth, your attitude towards learning. Your attitude shapes how you see problems. It shapes how you handle pressure. It shapes how long you last in difficulty, because really difficulty helps you become a better person. Yes, it helps you become a better refined person. Your attitude shapes how people relate with you. A bad situation with the right attitude can still lead to growth. That's why you hear in the Bible that says that we know all things work together for our good. It might not start for your good, but it works together for your good. A good opportunity with the wrong attitude can and most likely would be wasted. Attitude is the lens through which you experience life. Is the lens through which you experience life, and it's a daily choice. An important truth is that attitude is not a gift, is not a personality, it's a decision. You decide how you react. Every day you choose whether you want to show up prepared or whether you want to show up unprepared. Every day you choose whether you want to take responsibility or whether you want to hand over the responsibility to someone else. Every day you choose whether you want to learn or whether you want to complain. Every day you choose whether you want to grow or whether you want to stay stuck. You don't wake up with the same attitude automatically. You build it intentionally. Some people allow 10 minutes of an event or 10 minutes to decide how the day runs. Oh, I have a bad day, just because you had bad 10 minutes. And it traps you into a loop that keeps going down. Remember I said that everything affects everything. Let's address a few traps, a few attitude traps that slow people down. Number one is entitlement. Many times watching through Instagram and the likes, I've seen people say you deserve more. You deserve more. Yes, you can feel like you deserve more, but life does not respond to your entitlement. It responds to your value. It responds to your value. And value is not necessarily about goods or services. Value can be about experience. For example, comedians, experiences. And number two is victim mentality. Why does this always happen to me? Afflictions or challenges are not unusual. So living the mindset of that you face challenges is a bad thing. No, it's not a bad thing. Facing challenges is part of what we have to deal with as humans. This mindset removes responsibilities and it kills growth. Number three attitude trap is defensiveness. Always trying to be right, not willing to grow. Growth requires correction. One of the best things I've received in life is my ability. One of the best gifts I've received in life is my ability to learn from everybody. Those above me, my contemporaries, those supposedly below me, those younger, those older, of the same age. I'm willing to learn, and I've noticed that it helps me make less mistakes than I would have normally. If you can't receive feedback, you sincerely can't improve. Number four attitude trap is inconsistency. When you only move because of your motivation, consistency beats motivation every time. And for your attitude, we need to understand that your attitude is what spurs action. Action is very important to achieving success. Your attitude spurs that action. So I'll be giving us a few attitudes that can help attract growth. Black and white is all about personal development. It's all about growth. So the first attitude that leads to growth is teachability. Always willing to learn from books, learn from audio tapes, learn from people older, learn from people younger. It's always good to learn from people. People say experience is the best teacher. I don't agree with that. Experience is a very good teacher, but learning from others, learning from books is even a better teacher. Number two is responsibility. Owning your outcomes, owning your decisions, owning how you react, owning your actions. Being responsible is a great attitude. Number three is humility. We will take a whole new episode to explain and to dissect this concept of humility, because I just can't explain it in a few words. But it's knowing that you are still becoming. Is knowing that there is still that you are all you are. Number one, by grace. Number two, by help. Number four is discipline. Discipline is doing what needs to be done when it should be done. Not doing what needs to be done when you feel like it. Not doing what you feel like needs to be done. No. Number five is resilience. Getting back up quickly. The truth is that you most likely will fail once or twice, sincerely. Before you learn, before you grow, you most likely will fall. Look at our beautiful children. Whenever they learn to walk, they don't stop trying to walk because they fail. No, they get up back quickly. This kind of attitude attracts opportunities, mentorship, it attracts growth, and it attracts trust. 5 simple attitude that attracts growth: teachability, responsibility, humility, discipline, and resilience. People don't just invest in skills, they invest in attitude. I've watched a number of funding, what they call this now, of maybe Lions Den or a funding activity. People invest in the people. They invest in humans. Most of the greatest investments are in the humans themselves, not in the product, in the people running the product. And the only way you can portray a great, yourself as a great person is by having the right attitude, being able to learn, being able to take responsibility. Honestly, ask yourself, how do I respond when I'm corrected? How do I respond when I'm under pressure? How do I treat people who can't help me? How do I treat people above me? How do I treat people that I'm higher than? How do I treat people who can't help me? How do I complain? Do I complain? Do I complain to get sympathy, or do I make a suggestion so that I can improve? Your answers to this reveal your attitude, and awareness is the first step to change. So you can always change from where you are. We are not animals. We are humans. So we can always decide that today is the last day I run with this bad attitude, or today is the day I change my life. You can't control everything in life, but you can control how you respond in life, because your attitude determines your altitude, it determines your influence, and it determines your longevity. Thank you very much. This is Black and White, where we are helping you to grow one truth at a time. I'll see you on the next episode.